Hi guys, this is the final video in this series on ETFs. In this video, I'll discuss some of the index ETFs with you. While there are all sort of ETFs, from index to liquid to gold to sectoral to currency, I will restrict this video only to index based ETFs, as I believe they are must have in the portfolio for everyone, even if you are not an equity investor. And let me start with the brief history of ETFs in India. We got our first ETF in 2001 when Benchmark Mutual Fund launched the Nifty ETF fund. Since then, the ETFs in India have witnessed a slow but steady growth. In early 2010, ETFs became the preferred choice of investors who were interested to invest in gold. So much so that more than 50% of total ETF assets were in gold between 2009 and 2014. Since 2015, the ETF landscape has not only grown in size but has also become much more diverse. AUM of ETFs has grown from approximately 13,800 crores to 1.86 lakh crore by June 2020. That's about 13 times in last 5 years. Also, of the 1.86 lakh crore of total AUM, 92% is backed by equity. And equity ETFs are what we want to look at today in this video. The very first ETF I want to talk about is from SBI Mutual Fund and is based on Nifty 50 index. It has the largest AUM among the peers of 73,419 crore simply because the Employee Provident Fund organization invests into this ETF. While the ETF has large AUM, daily liquidity in it isn't the best of all, but still good enough to make a strong case for investing. If we look at the performance for past 1 year, there isn't much tracking error except for the month of March. The liquidity in the ETF did get affected a bit when the lockdown was announced, but nothing significant. This is a large ETF with regular demand from organizations like EPFO and thus can be considered quite safe to invest into. The next ETF I want to talk about is from ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund and is again based on Nifty 50 index. It has an AUM of 1,543 crore. Not just the AUM, the daily liquidity in the ETF isn't that great and is not consistent as well. If we look at the performance for past 1 year, you will notice quite some tracking error which got exaggerated during the month of March when the lockdown happened. The liquidity in the ETF did get affected significantly. So if you plan to invest into it, you got to be a bit careful. And the last ETF I want to talk about is the oldest as well. It was started by Benchmark Mutual Fund in 2001 and later sold to Goldman, who later sold it to Reliance and is now owned by Nippon Asset Management. It is based on Nifty 50 as well and has an AUM of 2,845 crore. Even if the AUM isn't that high, the daily liquidity in this ETF is the best among the peers. If we look at the performance for past 1 year, there isn't any tracking error at all, even for the month of March when lockdown was announced. The liquidity in the ETF is consistent and quite high. In my personal opinion, this is a very good ETF to invest into. And that is it guys. I hope you found these videos useful. If you did, don't shy away from hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. Thank you.